There's probably a few more things actually I want to say of my uncle, which is that a lot of things that he said just weren't true. I asked him about me, you know, what do you think about me? And he said that he thought I was very happy and that I was kind of living a happy life. Um, he's said loads of negative things about the sister. Um, when it comes to the sister, I don't really know what to go there because this woman has kind of blanked me throughout my whole life and doesn't really want to know me and never has, and is, I think, depressive. And I'm not hearing good stuff from my uncle. She's not wanting to see him and stuff, and it's, I don't know, it's a really messed up. Our whole family is very messed up, and I don't want to make it more messed up by talking about it, if talking about it is the reason why it's messed up. Um, but it's but yeah, a lot of things that he says. You should buy a pension through bank transfer. Why? Because a pension is about getting money back in the future. You know, if you do it by cash, and if he was literally saving up money. He said he saved up lots and lots of money. I think this was a different situation. He was going to the bank to put in £500, and they asked him where this money's come from, and he said it's money I've saved up. So basically, every few weeks, he was saving up a couple of like 20, £40, and he was doing that for a very long period of time. And then his plan was to get this money and walk into a shop and buy a pension. And I'm pretty sure you can't buy pensions like that. Like part of being a pension is that you collect money, but there's like some sort of track or data. I mean, can you buy a pension through just cash and walking into a shop and buying it like it's an item or something? I don't know, but he's overweight. He's very overweight. I'm very. I don't like it when he sits on my sofa because I think he's going to break it. Like it's a really big, strong sofa, but it's also quite a long sofa, and I always wonder if he's going to just snap it in two. Like he's very big, and size is a big problem in America too. And there's loads of people who overeat, and they shouldn't. It's fine. It's not about being a little bit overweight. I think the word fat is a very bad word. Why? Because if I have like an inch of fat on my hips, I would probably call myself fat. So I don't know. You've got to be really careful about the word fat. Ed, never ask me if you think you're fat, because if you're a tiny little bit fatter than me, I think the real answer is yes. Because if I was that, if I had an inch of fat, like a wrinkle, you can sometimes grab your hips. I kind of think, oh no. So yeah, fat is a word that I don't want to talk about because it's there's lots of different degrees of fat is the word. But yeah, there's some people that just can't get out of chairs, and why why would you get to a standard where you can't use the average furniture? You can't, I don't like going places with my uncle because I'm worried that he's going to start breaking the furniture. We did take him to a lodge somewhere. It's a lovely, beautiful lodge, so much decoration. It was like a dream lodge. It was a dream lodge, and it was really pretty. He sat on the bed and it broke. He had no appreciation to the nice, everything that was nice around. When he stares at you, something in the eyes, something about mentally ill people. You see it in their eyes. And there's a picture of my sister there. I don't know if you can see that, but she's got the same look that my uncle had when he was younger. Like, I don't know, just I don't know if you could see it, but just like something that like they're not thinking properly. They're not appreciating to the extent. My sister is different though because she is more useful. She works. She's very good. Was a very good Just Eat worker, and she contributes a lot more. There's a lot of people. Not everyone's smart. Not everyone's can do everything. Not everyone's I love the film industry, but the reality of the film industry is that the only way films can get made is if people want to watch the films, and if there's a large audience to watch the films. There have to be people living everyday normal lives, and then they can put this money into the film industry. And so yeah, the good side of the overpopulation is that there's a huge amount of money for films, um, and the negative side is that yeah. The thing is though, if there's I don't know. I mean, technically, I think on the long run, I can't see people living in hot country, like deserty countries. There's places where there's no water. It's not, people shouldn't live there. I mean, it's nice for there to be nice hotels and stuff. I've seen some really nice hotels, and I wouldn't want them to get destroyed if they're really nice. And also in the in January, there's very few places that are hot. So I loved going to Egypt to in January because that's the only place that on this side of the border in that's hot during those months. So there's good and bad and everything, but people shouldn't really live in these places because it's not ideal. It's not efficient either, and travel as well. I had a vision of a different world, and I'll tell you what I saw actually. I saw huge. It was at night time, the vision, and I just saw huge buildings going all the way up with lots of sort of things connecting it. And the fish tank, so you have like a square like that. Now it looks small, but technically it is actually bigger. Why? Because it's three-dimensional. So a fish can go, all this area, all this area, all this area, all this area. And so it actually feels, even though it looks quite small, it's actually a lot bigger than you think because they can go three-dimensional. If you have a bungalow, it will take, you could, to have a three-bedroom bungalow, you would have to have a lot more land than if you were to have a house that's like three floors and just has like a living room downstairs, a bedroom upstairs, and or two bedrooms up the top. Something like that would be take up lots of land space. But yeah, it's and so this design was similar to that. Like, and they had sky, lots of transports, but going sort of links downwards so that you can kind of, I don't know, it was an interconnected city that didn't take up huge amounts of space. But it was running, it looked overpopulated, but that's only because it was better for transport to have everyone in a very small area and then have places out. I didn't see outside the places, I just saw this place. But that's I feel like that's just something I wanted to say.